Hi, and thanks for joining us today on Agile Nonprofit's YouTube channel. I'm so excited to talk to you today about building your backlog. I'm Megan Sheen, marketing and training coder for Agile Nonprofits and DH Learner Consulting and Grant Writing Services. And of course, before we get started, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any tips and tricks from our team. Let's get started. Okay, so today we're going to be working in our Miro board. I am so excited about this tool because it is an infinite whiteboard that makes it easy for you and your team to collaborate and start immediately from scratch and from a whiteboard, working with Post-its. So today you're going to be building your backlog. Backlogs are so important for your team. So you're going to create a frame so it's easier for your team to find the backlog. We're going to name the frame. And you're ready to get started. So we're just going to lock this down. And then we're going to go ahead and start working on our epics. Now, epics are the big stories that do not fit in one sprint. They're going to be the main focus or one of your main goals. So these are going to be up at your top. We typically use a shape or such so you can indicate that they are larger. I changed them into a different color so they kind of stick out. And so on and so forth. So these are going to be things that you are working on. So for DH Learner Consulting, we have one, Agile and Nonprofits, we have one for a Scrum Master, product owner, courses, simple like that, or a big grant that's coming up. If you're writing for some a specific grant maker, you want to put their name on top, and then you can kind of work down from there. So of course, the Scrum Master product owner courses are one of our big stories. So it's a big epic that's not going to fit into one sprint to schedule the training, to come up with all of the different content for it. So what we do, what our team does, and this may not work for you, you're going to find something that works for you and your team. But what we do is we put over here on the side, so this would be sprint 1. And we're going to come down. So this is going to be sprint number 2. Sprint 3, and typically our sprints, well, not typically, our sprints are 1 week. So sprint 1 is a week long. So this would be a whole month of our layout. I then, because I get fancy with my creativeness, I know that this is going to be week 1 for a box. And this is going to be week 2. That way I know it's broken down. I know exactly what is in that sprint for myself and my team. So if it's in this box, it's for sprint 4. If it's in this box, it's for sprint 3, and it's for this epic. And the perfectionist in me needs them all to line up perfectly. Okay, perfect. So we're going to scroll in, and in this box, everything under this epic would be in here, and so on and so forth. So with working on, let's say, continuing on for the whole board, I'm going to be putting it here, there, and there. Perfect. So now we have 4 sprints length, and each epic has its own box. We're going to scroll into our Scrum Master and Product Owner. This is going to be kind of like a calendar layout. So let's say in sprint 4, we have a Scrum Master class coming up. So we would then grab a sticky note. All right, so we know in that sprint, we have a Scrum Master course coming up, and that fits in one sprint because our Scrum Master courses are from a Monday to a Wednesday or a Tuesday to a Friday during the afternoons. So that is completed in one sprint. So that gets to be a story. And then, of course, we estimate these, and I believe, if my memory is correct, they're an 89 a day. So then if we know that we have a Scrum Master course coming up, then these sprints are going to be spent prepping for that. So let's say in this sprint, we know we need to get emails prepped. So that's one story. And then we get our Miro board prepped. All right, and then maybe in the next sprint, we send emails. And you don't have to get that like down to nitty gritty with these stories. Of course, sending emails may just be labeled as a task, but I'm somebody that likes to document everything. And so I would have this in my own backlog, knowing that, okay, yes, I do need to send those emails to the participants for this class that's coming up. And then, of course, once we get even closer, we're going to create our surveys and so on and so forth. So then we know in this month, this week, this is what we're working on. This month or this week, this is what we're working on, and so on and so forth until we find or come to our Scrum Master course. And then as our backlog is populated, we can then have the product owner come in and move those around into priority order within their boxes. So the epic is still stayed in the same spot, but a product owner such as Diane is our product owner would come in and move these to priority order. So maybe she feels like the emails being prepped are a little bit more important than the Miro board being prepped. So then I would know the emails are more important to her. So when we're sprint planning, I know that, all right, we definitely need to get this all done and in this priority order. And then, of course, as the Scrum team is together and then their sprint planning, it all also depends. So I know the emails are prepped is more important to Diane, but maybe I can't get those emails prepped until I run the attendee list. So that may not be able to get done first thing Monday morning, but I can definitely get it done as soon as possible. And I know that's important to her. So then as you're sprint planning, you can come over to the side here and create a sprint board. And Miro is very user-friendly. It's a great tool. Once you really get moving into it, you can come in here, and so as we're planning, I know, all right, as a team, I can grab the email prepped, and then you can add a tag. And I know that I'm going to be working on this, and so does my team. So they know that that's going to be my story. And then, of course, as I had said earlier, you estimate those. So maybe the whole team decides prepping emails is kind of on the easier side. Maybe you have templates of emails that you're going to be working off of. So maybe it's just a 5. So I know that when this is moving from to do, doing, and done, that's 5 points that are being completed by Megan. And then maybe sending the emails is, let's say, Diane's job. So then I know that she's going to be working on the sending emails. So when the emails are prepped, I can let her know that the emails are prepped and ready. So then in this sprint, she can confidently grab this story and know that she can complete it. And that's it. That's building your backlog from epics to stories and sprints. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. We're always so happy to help you on your Agile journey. Don't forget our community of practice, as we have a Facebook group. We have open office hours every month, and I'll link those all below. Thanks so much for joining us, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.